Meanwhile, BJP president said that the parliament has been reduced to clowns doing mimicry. Listen in to Mr. JP Nadda of the BJP.
संसद में जिन लोगों को आपने भेजा है वो वाद विवाद के बदले जोकर का काम पकड़ लिया। उन्होंने जोकर वाला काम पकड़ लिया, नकल करने का काम पकड़ लिया। आपने देखा होगा कि एक सांसद भारत के उपराष्ट्रपति जो संवैधानिक जगह पर बैठे हैं, संसद के प्रांगण में उनकी नकल की जा रही है।
ये संविधान का भी अपमान है, उपराष्ट्रपति जी का भी अपमान है। और सबसे बड़ी बात यह है, ना सोनिया गांधी जी, ना राहुल गांधी जी, ना खड़गे जी और ना ही ममता जी, किसी ने इस पर ना इसकी निंदा की, ना इसकी माफी मांगी और ना ही कोई प्रयास किए। आखिर विपक्ष चाहता क्या है?
So, ladies and gentlemen, the legitimate question on the Newshour tonight: Sansad ki garima, just a trivial issue? That's the question and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the Newshour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Charu Pragya, national spokesperson of the BJP, Smita Prakash, editor ANI, Manoj Yadav, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Abdul Basit, leader of the RJD, Tausif Ahmed, the lawyer and political analyst, supports the Trinamool Congress. But my first question goes to Tehseen Poonawalla, supports the Congress Party. And Tehseen Poonawalla, mimicking the Vice President of India, honor of Parliament, of the chairperson of Rajya Sabha is just a very, very trivial issue. And frankly, mimicry is an art form. So is this the art form for which public actually presses the buttons on EVMs and sends members of parliament to parliament just to practice various kinds of art forms and trivialities as they were doing on the steps of Parliament yesterday?
Namaskar, Navika ma'am. Namaskar to all my fellow panelists. And thank you. This is a very important issue you raised. And I think we should agree whether this is trivial or not. I completely agree with you. Outside Parliament on the steps, mimicking somebody could be childish, could be immature, could be trivial. Inside Parliament, the Prime Minister of India. Who? This is trivial or no? I'm asking you with respect, ma'am. I'm asking you with respect. Inside Parliament, JP Nadda ji. This is JP Nadda ji. Wooing. Who? This is trivial or no, ma'am? I'm asking you with respect. Inside Parliament, they were doing it. Inside Parliament, ma'am, I ask you with respect. If any of my fellow panelists, Manoj ji or Charu ji or Smita ji, I were to say, on this show, if I were to say, कि आपकी कनपट्टी पे मैं बंदूक रख के आपको लेके आऊं क्या? How would you stop? Would you stop me or no, ma'am? Honorable Amit Shah ji used these words for Farooq Abdullah ji while speaking to Supriya Sube ji. Is this why you're sent to Parliament? I'm asking you with respect, ma'am. There is a very serious issue. What Kalyan Banerjee did is immature, perhaps even stupid, perhaps even ridiculous. 143 MPs have been kicked out of Parliament while draconian bills are being passed. They've been kicked out because the Honorable Home Minister has chosen not to address Parliament on a terror attack. Yes, the Defence Minister spoke about it, but he spoke about it when the Speaker said it is a small issue, don't get too much into it. So the Defence Minister's statement was, "Agli baar pass theek se dena, chahe treasury benches ho ya vipaksh." Since then, it's moved to a terror attack and a larger conspiracy. Is it not a duty of the Honorable Home Minister to address us as a nation via Parliament? And the Honorable Home Minister has spoken to a news channel about it, but he hasn't spoken to Parliament. And 143 MPs kicked out. Yes, this may be a silly issue. What is a bigger issue? I leave that to the judgment of your viewers. There was the Honorable Prime Minister, there was Honorable Nadda ji, and there was Kalyan Banerjee outside Parliament. I leave it to your wisdom.
Charu Pragya, please respond.
You're trying to trivialize the efforts that were made by this government, Tehseen, in ensuring that an attack like that or a breach of security like that is not repeated. Let's also not pretend that breach of security was coincidental. It was planned properly and precisely for over a year. It was supported by a lot of leaders from your alliance. TMC leaders, a Congress lawyer, while we speak, is defending them in court. So you can't wash your hands off it, especially because they are echoing the slogans that you are raising every single day inside Parliament and outside. They sound like you. And please tell me if this is not a ploy, but this is yet another session of Parliament that has gone down the drain thanks to the opposition. The very irresponsible opposition, which once suspended, sat outside, and to entertain themselves, they thought it is perfectly all right to mimic and do the mockery of the Honorable Vice President of India, to actually question his background as a Jat, as a farmer, to body shame him. I mean, how much worse can you get? You were body shaming him. And while all of this was happening, gleefully, your Mr. Gandhi was filming this all. Now you're trying to wash your hands off it without as much as a humble apology. The least you could have done today was offer an apology. The country is in an uproar. Every single person I know from my community today feels personally hurt, like I do. But what is the Congress party or the TMC or any of you, for that matter, doing? You're justifying it. You're saying that it does not matter. Now, you were not inside Parliament because your MP decided to defy the rules that were set for inside Parliament, which you agreed to. A meeting was called. It was decided that protocol is going to be maintained. It was decided nobody is going to stand there with placards in their hands. But here you are climbing onto the speaker's table and you think that's perfectly fine and perfectly fair. And please tell me, what is it that you're doing in all your free time? The only thing you're doing is planning how to disrupt the next session of Parliament. Meko ek baat bata do. I throw you a challenge. The last 6 sessions, tell me one session where the opposition did not cause a disruption, stage a walkout, or allow the Parliament to function normally. Not even one, Tehseen, and it is shameful. And this time, you've gone a step too far. And it's not just Jats that you've insulted. In the past, you've insulted tribals. When President Murmu was coming to office, you were so insulting. You've insulted OBCs, Modis. You've insulted North Indians. Rahul Gandhi ji has said like terrible things about North Indians. Even now, your newest CM in Telangana was insulting North Indians. And you take it all. Why? Why do you have this elitist mindset where you feel you can say whatever you want,
just
pass it off as so-called humor, and you'll get away with it? Do you think the people of India are not watching?
Art form.
And before this,
Just one line response. Just one line response.
Mimicry is an art form. Mimicry is an art form. It has been the defense. Tehseen.
Challenge, one line response.
Yes.
One line
Okay.
response and I'll keep quiet.
Okay, what's your response?
Yeah. Charu, you know that, Charu, since all our Jat fellow citizens were insulted, perhaps justifiably so, were they not insulted? Were you not insulted when those women wrestlers for whom Navika was fighting, Jat wrestlers, were molested for asking for protein? You want to read the Delhi police? No, 1 second, Charu. Charu, don't interrupt, please. No, Charu, please don't interrupt. No, Charu, you cannot
I thought you say this, but Tehseen, listen to me. Were they targeted for being a Jat? Were they targeted for being Jats? Our Honorable Vice President was targeted for being a Jat. Were they targeted for being Jats? It's a simple question to you, Tehseen. And if they were not targeted for being Jats, do not